Welcome, Aquarius. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I'm getting ready to do your August general monthly reading. This is a meditation. It's intended to support you as you look within for answers. This can be frustrating when things don't match or resonate for you, and that's fine. If this isn't working for you, I suggest you check your other placements and look for messages there. However, I appreciate and welcome all and any of you that are here today. And I have as an overall energy for you the Hanged Man. Aquarius, this is really relevant, I feel, to the new moon energy that's recently passed in Leo. This was your opposite sign. This is the beginning of a much more outward, passionate expression that we're learning to temper. And I see you tempering this burst of energy, particularly as it comes to how you select those that you are desiring deeper connections with. So this is also honoring the deeper connection that you've gained with yourself. And you are recognizing that a shift in perspective is required in order for you to recognize all the opportunities that are within your sphere. And this looking at things differently is a significant shift for you, because you're having to look at the bigger picture, not in the way that you often and quite intuitively do. This is a strength of yours, but this is at a more human scale, recognizing the various vantage points of others, particularly significant others that you connect with that have their own history, stories, baggage, challenges, and you want to team up, you want to partner in a way that allows you both support in that direction in order to move towards the things you are building together. Underneath the deck is the Hierophant card. So, as is so often the case with you, Aquarius, I feel that you are modeling a way of learning, growing, and expanding for others. You're sharing with others all the information that you receive in the hope that you can steward others through your path of growth, if so desired. There's a gatekeeping energy here that I see that tells me that you may be a part of a larger team, organization, or institution where you customarily make decisions about who goes where, who has earned what level. So the strong teaching vibe is also relevant to any kind of spiritual training or uh, healing professional training. I'm going to pull in a chakra crystal oracle card from a deck I don't use as often. What pops out is the fluorite card, and this is a kind of representation of the fluorite, and the key word is destiny. The third eye chakra seems to be the chakra of the day. This is your ability to see that big picture that so intuitively comes to you, but to look through your soul, through your experiences, all of your experiences, and into the soul of another, to see the bigger picture. It's not simply a part of the human experience. This is the ability to take all creation in and formulate a particular vision or solution to a problem. This again is confirmation of your intuitive powers and what is being asked of you at this time in order to support those that you recognize this deeper connection with. Follow your instincts, they lead to the truth. I'd love to hear how your instincts are leading you to a truth. And if you can drop that in the comment box, that would be fascinating for me. Uh, I Aquarians are not often the most, well, I take that back, actually. There are quite a number of Aquarians I hear from on a regular basis. It is a sign that's very dear to me for my own particular reasons. So I'm going to again remind you this is a general reading. If it does resonate for you, please like this video, share this with others, comment in the comment box with any information, any knowledge, your location. Appreciations are so well received by me. I feel so fortified and supported by them. So thank you. And not to forget to subscribe to my channel, Pacific to Grow. This is incredibly important so that I can make my message more available to more people. So for the 10th house, this is the way others see you and the way you are seen in the community, the position you choose. The Lover's card is about some significant choice. And given the impact of the full moon on your house of significant others, I want to say that this has to do with either a relationship or a deep passion of yours, something you've worked at and with and for a very long time. This feels as though you have a choice point, an opportunity to recognize that your choice will lead either to short-term gratification or long-term benefit. You're all about building something for the long term, building something higher with your most significant others. And this is a beautiful card indicating that you have now had sufficient experience in discernment that you can discriminate between the difference. If we think of one of the traditional Egyptian decks, and I don't mean it's really from Egypt, I am very aware that Europeans long ago designed, not that long ago, a couple of hundred years ago, designed cards that they believed were elevating Egyptian beliefs. And the Egyptian deck I'm speaking of was created by the Brotherhood of Light, a Rosicrucian organization that really was latched on. And to this day, the Egyptian religions and deities as the structure of the tarot cards. And in the card, the Lover's card that I'm thinking of, there is an image of a man and two women, a lower road and a higher road, with clear indications of what kind of choice he could make. Thankfully, we're evolved from such stereotypes. However, the basic message is the same: taking the higher road or the lower road. It is your choice. In the first house, we have the Six of Jades. Beautiful energy. This is all about your expressing your desires, you're negotiating those with others, you're speaking your desire as the starting point of any agreements that you make with others. So this feels like contracts, contract specific. It's a contract that can impact or define your life for some time to come. It's a contract that defines some great work that you're able to accomplish. And it's one that apparently you're doing in partnership or in collaboration with others. So you are truly a pure vehicle for the negotiations that are required to come to an agreement, initiating this based on your worth and your value. And this is where you start all negotiations, and then you're able and willing to compromise appropriately, understanding that there really isn't a bottom line. That even as the relationship is agreed to, there's a way that you wisely build in some evaluation periods so that things can be adjusted as collaborative work needs to be as time moves forward and things begin to shift and change. Things develop, sometimes unevenly, and we need to stop and readjust for that. In the fourth house, the house of your home, your family, your foundation, the servant of cups, or the page of cups. This is such beautiful energy, Aquarius, and I feel as though you're getting this energy often, probably since about the beginning of the year. This idea that beneath the incredible wealth of experience, knowledge, intuition, uh, uh, clarity and commitment to justice and alternatives, you are cracking open your own compassionate, imaginative, creative nature. This sense of wonder is being reinstilled in you around the incredible and mysterious workings of the world. That you bring this really open heart that helps you to pierce the perspective of others so that you can hold on to your big picture that transcends the human experience to some degree, and that you are able to also be a vulnerable human at times when it's most needed. In fact, it feels as though this is the foundation for the way that you move forward now. It has to feel good. It has to feel safe. And instead of protecting yourself from the betrayals that you may have been conditioned to do, you're really understanding that your pure heart is what gives you the healthy motivation to invite others into this work on truly equitable terms. In the seventh house, the house of significant others, we have the Nine of Jades. This is, for me, what is often called the Bachelor card, one of the most powerful cards in the deck. This is you being an independent agent. This has nothing to do with being in relationships or not. You're obviously engaged in many healthy relationships from what I can see. It does mean that you recognize any connection or partnership, collaboration is the result of strong people, whole people, not people that are codependent or that need others to complete themselves, to provide things that they can't get for themselves. That's not your idea of a healthy basis from which to grow a team or a marriage. So you value that independence because that's what gives you the ability to choose what's right for you. And when you're truly and deeply connected, when you're having those conversations, supporting others as you feel supported, those decisions are made collaboratively. What you're working towards, how you're going to get there, what things are needed, but in no way is there any desire to hold back either party. And that is a reciprocal system of support that accepts alignment to a higher goal, that you work together for something larger than yourselves. In the first house, the Six of Jades here is clarified by the Three of Cups and the Ten of Swords in the third house. So the Three of Cups in the second house is really supporting this idea that you are celebrating the support that you have. You recognize the abundance, the support, the beauty, the richness of the world around you. You accept the privilege and love that you've had throughout your life, or you found that love that perhaps was harder to see, accept, or understand in your family life. So this can sometimes be a story of harsh experiences, hardship experienced in family of origin, but that through your own healing and your own wisdom, you've come to understand that beneath whatever trauma, abuse, neglect, imbalance occurred in the home life, it was orchestrated by people who truly loved you and were doing the best that they could do. So it isn't through a lack of love, and finding that is your source of compassion. That is the key that helps you to adjust your perspective based on who it is that you're facing, who you're engaging with. To accept your own vulnerability is to be supportive of the vulnerability of others, to make you a safe person. And you celebrate that in life. You value that as much, if not more, than anything else, because you understand that you could not survive the pain, the suffering that you endured without a lot of love around you. And it isn't necessarily the love of a family. Maybe there was a friend or a friend's family that came to your aid. Maybe it's your adult chosen community or chosen family that you now acknowledge as the people that you value the most, the people from whom you learn and with whom you can share the most intimate, difficult experiences. That's what you're celebrating, not happy, happy sunshine. This is not that at all. This is really being supported to release a sad story. In the fourth house, the Servant of Cups is clarified by the Star card in the fifth house and the Emperor in the sixth house. You are absolutely harnessing your vision and making it concrete. You're taking all the steps that are within your power to take. This is also the result of your having released and let go of stuff that you perhaps felt a victim to in earlier life. But out of that, out of the sense of acceptance and acknowledgement of the love that was there, despite appearances or difficult circumstances, that this has emerged from there a vision of a better world for everyone, a better world for those perhaps like those who tried to love you in the best way they could, but themselves didn't have the resources they needed. Crafting a more engaging world, a world that relies on heartfelt connections and opportunities to be creative, to build things, to enjoy the process of that. So this is where you have absolutely leaned into who you are authentically, with all the bumps and bruises, with all the sad stories and difficult experiences. And you have realized that there are alternatives to the way that so many of us come into this world. And you've taken ownership of your reality by understanding that it is your responsibility to create the reality that you desire, that works for you. And that is coming to this place of self-mastery, which is incredibly powerful, linked with this sense of compassion and deep emotional wisdom that unleashes your imagination, your creative wonderment in the world. It's a powerful combination of energies here. So the Nine of Pentacles in the seventh house is clarified by the Wheel of Fortune in the eighth house and the Death card in the ninth house. Yeah, you have let go of a lot of old beliefs, a lot of the expectations of others for you, a lot of the ways that you felt your life was limited or you were being defined by others. perhaps because of your culture, perhaps because of some elements of your life that were beyond your control. You're releasing that sense of what others believe you can do, and really letting go of that is turning the world. It is pushing things to a place where you are able to get to the other side of these obstacles, this hardship, where you are to a place where the world is no longer constructed the way that it felt to be at growing up. Instead, you feel in control in choosing those opportunities and that path or direction that is right for you. And this, in many ways, is a kind of a karma. The ability to work through these difficult experiences authentically, realistically, to find this very vulnerable heart within that really is what is the fount of your creativity, the fount of your best ideas, the fount of your innovations, that doesn't accept reality as a limitation, but looks at your present condition as full of possibilities. And that is the way that you're operating moving forward. And you're making choices and identifying, connecting with others who are capable of being in alignment with you, that understand and are inspired by your innovative qualities, your desire to release things that just don't work. Quite fearlessly, I might add. This hasn't come about overnight. This has been a long process in the making. And the Lover's card in the 10th house is clarified by the Devil card in the 11th house and the Ace of Cups in the 12th house. Wow. Well, so yeah, the dark side emerges here, and it's only you're showing me how much you've gone through to get where you're at now. That this has not been a cakewalk, that you have had to not only remove yourself from difficult and restrictive circumstances, but from your own toxic behavioral patterns, your own self-defeating, self-loathing in some cases. And depending on your background, this is a feature of experiences where we are perceived negatively by others. Particularly as children, we begin to internalize those feelings, and that can result in a deep self-loathing. You have recognized those, you are purging those. This isn't a one and done kind of thing either. You've been working on this stuff for a long, long time, depending on where you are in your timeline. You have understood that the only way to really pierce this facade of an evil empire is through self-acceptance, self-healing, self-respect, self-love. Finding that has really been the key that is turning your experience upside down. And you're showing that to others in some very significant way. This is such a powerful reading, Aquarius, as they so often are. I always see you as somehow leading the world in some significant change or towards some important alternative in our environment. And I pull the Fear card. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. I would put this right here between the Death and the Devil card. These cards are the indication, the two most powerful, perhaps darkest cards in some aspect, is you measuring yourself, pushing yourself against what was formerly a wall, what formerly walled you in, limited you, limited your vision, and this resolving to live in the energy of love is you coming in tune with really your basic vulnerable nature, your creative nature, your heart full of feelings, full of dreams and desires, full of potential, really. If you've enjoyed this reading, there's more content here for you to explore. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel so that I can spread this to others. And until next time, Aquarius, namaste.